Hello and welcome. It's Laz here on the You're Welcome stream, and thank you so much for tuning in. And we are here for the Next Big Caster Initiative. So right now, it's myself, casting a bunch of matches throughout the Open Division all the way to the Advanced Divisions, covering a basis of games, and that's the exact same thing for some of the other commentators. So a massive shout out to the ESEA League here for putting this on and looking very forward to it. And for anybody that doesn't know how this works, it actually is essentially, the top commentator that gets voted by you in the community gets an opportunity to gain the experience of a lifetime, to work at EPL and, get to fly out and work with some of the best talent in the industry. So definitely thrilled and really excited to see this competition coming back in. And I think it's a great initiative for a lot of talented individuals in the community. So a massive shout out to everybody, and of course the ACA. But I did want to quickly bring in just a little bit of the matchups we have here tonight. And like I said, it is going to be Team 33 taking on Smokepoint. So the quick thing I wanted to get through really quickly, just because they are going to go into the knife round very, very fast, is, for a team like for Team 33, they're a team that came through the Open 9-10 division, sitting themselves at a 10-4 record in the regular season and relatively doing well with a 4-2 record. So hitting that, 7th, 8th place, guaranteeing them that promotion to main. So that's for a team that hasn't been together like on paper for a long time, that's a really, that's a pretty cool accomplishment, because again, like just getting yourself from the Open all the way to main, that is a pretty big step. So, they're really, really cool to see what Team 33 is going to be able to bring. And then just quickly moving into, a team like Smokepoint, is that this is actually a very different aspect, where this is a team that's been through season 51, where they played the regular season. They played, the Open 9-10 division, which they did quite well for themselves with a 10-4 record, then moving on to a 3-0 into the playoffs, and then hitting that, IM or the intermediate division, where, again, sitting that top, kind of mid 30, top 50 position, and then playing in Maine. So the previous season of season 54, a 7-7 record, not obviously the greatest record, like when you're kind of putting in perspective, but things have completely turned around for season 55. And both these teams are actually right now, they are undefeated. Like they both are sitting in a position where, Smokepoint is sitting at a 6-0, which is a pretty amazing accomplishment as well, considering, their last season was a 7-7 record. And they are going to be playing on Team 33, which they are also undefeated, sitting at a 5-0. So really, really quick, the veto did actually land into Overpass. And I think this is actually going to be a well-balanced map, I think, for both these teams, because realistically, we're at the point where we can see both of them have actually had 2 official matches where they've been able to play on Overpass, obviously being relatively the new map in the pool. And they both have actually had some pretty, big victories. Like we see that Smokepoint was able to get a 13-5 victory over Craig's New Haircut, and then also playing a team Full Throttle, where they won 13-11. So a bit more of a sweaty game, right? A bit more of a grind. Whereas Team 33, they were the team that actually, they beat Zen Garden with a 13-5 score, and then also a 13-6 against Squishy Angels. So Team 33, when you kind of look on paper, like just stats alone, they really have put themselves in the position of they look really good. Well, look, you don't have to look at me any longer. Well, let's get right into the game. And like I said, the knife round is underway. And again, to deciding who's going to be able to start on which side they choose. And Smokepoint are going to be able to have themselves the side that they prefer. Yeah, I'm looking really forward to this game. I mean, again, when you're looking at, teams that are sitting themselves in, undefeated positions, and they both have 2-0 records, I think for me, that's what makes me really, really excited, because again, now it's about both these teams are playing each other where none of them have, had the taste of a loss yet. So that's a big thing. But also the other aspect of it too is the fact of, now this is about being able to find what else they can do, and who's going to be able to come out on top with their undefeated streak for both maps and even their just records. But it's already looking pretty good right now for Team 33. They are just hightailing this thing right away. putting a lot of big pressure against Smokepoint. You can see Diluted here just sitting in the back of a site, and now Sean Peace is just trying to, again, play the heaven position, just getting some information. Freakazoid going to give himself a little bit of a spot, but my god, he goes for a swing. Out-duels him with the Glock. And now Diluted on a tough position right now with a 1-on-3 situation. No kit, but does have the armor. 50 HP to spare. Going to be a really tough request here. Does pick up a kit and a smoke now. And we can see that Horizon just going to be playing behind pillar. Freak is just also going to be spawning on towards the cat. This is a tough one for Diluted because, look, if he's going to land shots like that, I mean, that might be able to create the opening, but he has to get moving now. That smoke is going to help, but look, he has to be able to find another kill. You can already see that Secret Agent's just kind of pushing through. And with 2 alive, we're going to see Team 33. They're going to be able to take the pistol. And honestly, one of the things, you know, like, I think a lot of people obviously know who Freakazoid is. I didn't really need to, like, intro who he is, like, unless you've been living under a rock. But honestly, that's the thing that makes me really excited about seeing, you know, Freakazoid joining a new team. And, you know, he was playing with Mythic for a long time. He obviously has played a very high-level Counter-Strike in the Tier 1 scene, and then obviously playing in the ECL division for quite a few times with Mythic. But now kind of playing in the main division and mixing things up and playing with some other players. I think this is a great opportunity for someone like, you know, Freakazoid to be able to really put himself in a little bit more of a mixture, right? I mean, sometimes that is just the inevitable. That's where you have to kind of make some, you know, some reinventing of yourself and just kind of, you know, making things a bit more fresh, you know, after you play with a group for so long. So it's good to see him kind of mixing things up. Cobra actually does get very aggressive, and yeah, a very quick and easy round. 1 casualty is not going to be bad against Cobra. I mean, again, that was just USPs across the board here for the CT side, just preserving the cash. And now Diluted does have that 5600, so now I did kind of wonder, do we see the ult? But no, look, they're going to play it a little bit more conservative. They're going to keep the rifles, get that utility on a board, and this is honestly the best decision. Good smoke going to be thrown into middle. Cobra's been able to get himself through, so pop flash for himself. He's going to try to swing this by himself. He's going to be able to get this fountain control. The CTs, look at how fast they actually pull back on this. They've actually just given this up, and you can see that Kovacs and Diluted, they're actually kind of playing on the outskirts of Washroom, and they're just trying to, again, play the range if they can with the M4s. And now Cool Gamer trying to go for the boost of his teammate, trying to find that spam damage against Taylor. But not going to be successful. And now the defense is split to the 2-2. And this is the thing. Right now with, we could see that Team 33 are down the player. This isn't going to be the greatest situation. But, I mean, again, it's still achievable in the sense that this boost can be able to maybe find them an opening duel. Cool Gamer, oh my goodness, I can't believe he gets away from this, but does get himself out. And look at that damage. Secret Agent's already been caught through the wood pillar. So him and 4 Taylor are down to 13 and 24 HP. So problems are arising a little bit here for Team 33. And now they're going to try to pop through into Monster. But they have to worry about Cool Gamer. He's going to get just tap-arenoed. Look at Horizon just creating entries. Taking a playbook here from Freakazoid. Becoming the entry, just being that heavy initiator, just trying to get these opening duels. Cobra's already pushed all the way through, so this is actually a huge play because now he could just backstab this. Horizon just needs to stay alive as long as he can. But he's able to find the 3 kills. It's turned to the 1v1. And Kovacs now is trying to look for everything. He's got that kit. He does have a flash, but the positioning is so good. Oh, he gets spotted, but Cobra gets it just in time. All right, Team 33, they've been able to get themselves a great start with the 3-0. Just shutting down a lot of the plays here for Team Smokepoint. And like I said, I mean, again, you know, you can say on paper that, you know, for a team like Smokepoint, like, again, a lot of history with these guys. They played multiple seasons together, probably a little bit of mixtures with rosters, of course, but in essence, still having that core, you know, group through the grind of multiple seasons and sitting themselves on a 2-0 on this map is not a bad feat at all. But Kovacs, here's Secret Agent. Look at him. He is just shooting in the smoke, and now he's got to get out of here. He's taken so much damage away. And now Diluted. An opportunity to find Secret Agent in the back of the head. He misses that shot. Karuma's been able to find that one kill. Picking up the AK, and now just at least to reposition. But Secret Agent! What on earth is that? How is he able to find that kill through the smoke? That's absolute pandemonium. That's just so unlucky. And now this thing through the thick and thin of the situation is actually turned into the 2v2. And now the clearing, and actually for Taylor, he should be able to get this. Dead to rights, and it's a bit of a sketchy spray, and it's not pretty, but at least it'll do for the 1-in-1 trade. Bomb's gonna go down, Secret Agent. No utility. All it is a full chamber of bullets here for the MAC-10. And now Sean Peace is trying to see what he could be able to find here through the long A. He's gonna try to see if he can get the timing of it, making a lot of noise. The shadow, I thought he could have saw it, but no, it's just on the edge. Secret Agent, he has the best gun for the job. He gets close, and he does get it done. Gonna get rewarded with a new rifle as well. And my goodness, Team 33 picking up the 4-0. We saw, you know, 2 alive previously, 4 before. Now these last couple rounds have turned into these 1v1s, but Smokepoint, it's getting close, but they're just kind of missing the mark for the finish line. Gun's going to be back out now for Team Smokepoint. Utility getting thrown left, right, and center here onto the B site. And it's actually going to be a double push towards short. But they might get caught. Horizon, look at this. He just pops right through, and that flash, the utility work, is something to behold. And now it's going to be tough for Sean Peace. And look at that. The site is completely ripped apart. And now Kovacs and Diluted, with 123 on the clock, they are going to have to save these guns. Like, again, this is a 2v5 situation. You have full utility on the belt here for Diluted. You have the defuse kit. You have the head armor. This is just a no question. They have to save it. But I love the take. I love that Team 33 again. Full accelerate. They just dismantle the defense here from the CT side. And Smokepoint, they might need to call the timeout. They might need to recollect their thoughts, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're putting a tech, though, interestingly enough. But loving what I'm seeing from Team 33. They are really just trying to make a statement right now. Plus being able to pick up these extra kills, too. So those guns not even going to get saved. So even then, because, like, again, what I was mentioning is, if we could have saved those guns, like the money with 3,900, you know, things like that, like it would have been a little bit different because they would have survived. But these guys sitting at that 3,000 mark, it could have been one of those things where you just work the pistols around the rifles. You could try to see what you could do. So a really, really tough scenario here for Team Smokepoint because, again, if they could have kept that rifles, the utility, everything invested into this, that could have been it still could have been an opportunity to get this, you know, make this round really competitive. But now it feels like the rug is just kind of pulled right underneath them. And now we're actually going to see that Cobra, he's going to go for the op play. First time we've seen it in this game, but we'll see what they want to put. I'm going to put a little bit more of a spotlight on him to see where he's looking to find that duel. Go again. CT's going to go for that con control and also towards the short B. So they try to they try to pinch into this, right? They try to get themselves, you know, up close and personal with the pistols and the MP9s. And even the swag. Horizon, whew, he can count his lucky stars. He's able to find that, again, that entry duel, but it'll cost him his HP. And now Taylor might be able to find the better of this, and now Diluted, his heads get spotted. Again, a very greasy engagement, and it actually pans out a little bit in favor here for the side of Smokepoint. And now, all of a sudden, Cobra by himself for the 1-on-2, and oh my goodness, are you kidding me? A little bit of the jump shot, oh no, but he's about to run to his own death. Surely not. Both these guys finding the timing. Oh, they're going to go through the smoke. Who's going to be the better firefighter? Who's going to be able to see through the thick of the smoke onto this? And Cobra's going to back on out. Smoke in place, 33 seconds, and he does have lots of time to go for this rotate. He's going to get this bomb down, but Aruma, you can see, again, a lot of hesitation. He's kind of thinking it could be a fake, and now he realizes, okay, no, he's not doing it. He's just really committing to it. Now Cobra in a prime position right now to be able to find himself a 6th potential consecutive round here for Team 33. Aruma now pushing through the stairs, looking and just clearing so many different angles. Again, no defuse kit, so now tough task. Trembling at the pressure, and Cobra, I can't believe it, 1 HP to spare, and he just has to burn the time, and he misses that no-scope, but look, it ain't gonna matter. Even though he doesn't win the fight, it's Team 33 once again on the undefeated streak. Clutch after clutch after clutch. And now they're just going to full send it. Sean Peace now needing to lock things down as much as possible. He's joined with his teams, or his teammates, I should say, and now they are able to find this opening duel on their end, or at least finding that first engagement. Bomb's going to go down. It's a force plant here from Cobra, so now the CT's starting to activate just a little bit more. And Cobra, oh my dear goodness, he's not able to find that kill. It should have been his, dead to rights, and now Freakazoid, all the experience in the world, bringing a Glock to a rifle fight and almost takes down Kovacs, but just not meant to be. And now the first CT round, better late than never, I guess. Plenty of money available right now still for the T side here for Team 33. And like we said, first round that we see where, you know, the CTs were able to get themselves the first round win and keeping 3 alive. So this is, again, a really nice position for them. Bit of a misplace on the molly here from the CT side. Cool Gamer 42 going to be missing it. Pop open of the connector. Freakazoid. Oh my goodness, I was thinking that was him, but for Taylor, he's the one that's actually able to swing out and get that kill. Oh, and look at this. They're just having a feast right now. They are just taking apart everybody. Sean Peace does give himself this 1 kill. Can he be able to find the second? He will not. And now this B site, once again, ripped apart. Freakazoid takes a lot of damage with the utility. The op is posted. Kovacs just trying to see what he can do. But again, a 2-on-4, a tough decision you have to make onto this. It's the question, do you want to try to get some exits maybe? Do you want to try to maybe get a kill here and there? I don't think it's worth it in a way, but it looks like Kovacs is going to entertain the idea. And Diluted is going to go from the lower ground. Gets his head absolutely removed. And now for Kovacs, this is a a way worse position. And now with the shot, and Cobra gets the knife. That'll do. Wish I got to it a little bit faster, so I apologize, but man, that's just sick. And like, that's the thing, right? Like, you can see that Team 33, they're feeling really good. Like, again, still winning that round in the situation. 4 alive. They only lost 1 player. Cobra getting a knife kill. Like, just adding more funds to the bank account. This is a tough pill to swallow right now for Team Smokepoint. This is a really hard one to go through. Again, considering, like I said, they played their first match at 13-5 victory. They did have another one with a 13-11, but it just seems like right now you can see that Team 33, they are just chapters ahead of these guys. Freakazoid going wide with the swing and still is able to find both! How does he get away with 2? That should never be allowed, and now he's been able to get this extra information of Diluted here onto top heaven. And look at Cobra! Again, he's able to find himself a great shot, and now Kovacs, he has to leave. He has to just try to save the op, but now he's going to be playing Survivor. And 4Taylor is already on the full hunt, and Kovacs, he's never going to expect this. Why would he? He's got a knife to a gunfight. He sees 1, he sees 2, and he's dead. You know, if I was Team Smokepoint, to be completely honest, like, we saw the technical timeout, but we haven't seen the tack, and I'm just kind of wondering why they're not calling the tactical. Like, they have just been getting run down. Like, this isn't even fair at this point right now. Like, you can see that Team 33, like, their game plan is essentially almost flawless. Like, they've been doing everything to the T. They're winning all the gunfights. They're extremely confident. They're taking the best map control in the world, and I mean, Freakazoid is just getting this con control essentially for free. Almost, you know, again, does some pretty decent damage. Doesn't get the kill, but at least he inflicts something, and now Cool Gamer, no bullets in the chamber. He still gets 1 more kill before he goes down. So now, thankfully, Smokepoint, they were able to get themselves something, and now this was a 3-on-1. Cobra's been able to find himself that 2nd kill here for this round. Bomb is going to be dropped right into the water. You can see it. But look at a minute of time remaining. So Cobra has so much opportunity to just kind of mix things around. He doesn't have to be too antsy. He can take his time and maneuver around the map as much as possible. The door being closed is going to be a bit of an issue because, again, that noise cue is going to be given away. If it would have been open, that could have, you know, allowed him an opportunity. But this Molotov, that should be good, at least to funnel these players out. But look, they're going to be able to count their lucky stars. They get themselves that 2nd round. They bring things back just near the end point of this first half. But they're going to need to find... They have to get these last 2 if they have any chance in, you know, converting to the second half. You know, if we see more of a lead, you know, from Team 33, this thing could be all over quick. A little bit of a change up in the setup here from the CT side as well. So double player is going to be pushing through Fountain, and Cobra, he actually gets bested now. So Kovacs able to find the opening duel on the CT side. Gets himself a 2nd piece now, and Freakazoid with a fresh haircut. So now we see a situation where Smokepoint are putting themselves in a prime position, like actually winning engagements. They're going with a little bit more of an initiative. They're actually just trying to make some big plays. And right now, even Kovacs, he's getting a lot of pressure onto this. He might be able to find this bomb carrier. And that's going to be a lot of information, and that's going to be a lot of control. And now just leaving it to Horizon and 4Taylor by themselves. Not going to be the easiest, but again, if they play these one-on-ones, they can't afford it. But now the number game is panning out nicely here for Smokepoint. 4Taylor, 48 seconds. Still needs to clear out many different angles. And he has no idea where they could be. And you see Kovacs. Oh no, he actually whiffs the spray. But this should be done and dusted in a will. Duluth's going to be able to take him out. But to be honest, like, considering the amount of players we had alive here for Team Smokepoint, that's a bit more scrappy than what I would have liked to seen. But again, I can't discredit the firepower that we're seeing from Team 33. Well, it's been a tough game for Cool Gamer 42, unfortunately. 2-11, hasn't been able to find too much action here for him, but look at these flashes. Secret Agent creating all the space in the world here for Taylor. And now diluted. Oh my goodness, I can't believe he actually got away with that. I was thinking maybe he was going to be a dead man. The Molotov thrown here. Cool Gamer now looking to see if he can find the flank. Trying to just run through into connector, but both him and his teammate now here for a big flank mission for the last round of the first half. It's down to the 2v2. Secret Agent goes wide. And now it's all just down to one CT player remaining. Karuma needs to do something big. Diffuse kit available. Can't seem to throw the flash. Seems like he's forgetting a little bit how. Maybe he's just been getting beat down a little bit too much, and now he's still just inspecting everything. Even shots being fired, he doesn't care. He doesn't even look phased. Secret Agent doing the tango towards Optimus. A spray. It's frantic, but it's going to be a 9-3 in place for Team 33. Again, not a lot of criticism here for Team 33. I mean, honestly, the aggression, just winning the gunfights, and really just putting the positioning off guard here for Smokepoint again creates the space for a 9-3 in the first half. Now we get over to the second, but it's again a make it or break it situation here for Smokepoint. They absolutely need to be able to find this pistol to get themselves back into this game. And I mean, if they lose this pistol, it could be all she wrote, really. It just gives more ammunition and more fuel for these guys here for Team 33. And now Cobra and Freakazoid combined. Look at that. It's a massacre once again. It's a lockdown, and Cool Gamer and Sean Peace, yeah, they're able to get themselves, a B site here for Cool Gamer, but that bomb's dropped. It's not the best at all. And with a tap like that, how do you even respond? And now Cool Gamer, a 1-on-4 mission. Needs to be able to find this kill. He does get himself this one, but now needs more. Still has to hunt for the bomb. With only 4 bullets in the chamber. It's a reload to a full gunfight. And that's going to feel bad. And, one of these kind of situations, too, with these score lines, like a 10-3, the money is obviously abysmal right now for the T side of Smokepoint. This is where you kind of have to just... It's almost like you have to swallow a little bit of pride onto this, because, again, you're just going to hope, okay, look, can I be able to get... Or can we be able to get the bomb down? Can we get some money built up? What can we do a little bit differently with the minimal investment that we have into this? I mean, really, this is just going to be one of those ones that they know this round's probably not going to have a lot of weight to it. They do pick up the kill of Freakazoid. They almost were able to actually find, I mean, Cobra sitting at 2 HP. Taylor sitting at, I think that was about that 14. So regardless, like, damage was decent considering the investment and the lack of investment they had. But now, this is the moment, right? I mean, this is where money is spent. Everything's invested. You got the Galeals, the AKs. Everything's on the board here. We're going to the full meal deal, and this is where Smokepoint, whatever they had preserved and what's been able to give them these, couple map victories and the 2-0 record on this, they need to do it now. So a lot of aggression here from the T side. fighting for this fountain control. Horizon's actually going to be able to put himself behind rock position. Ball flash gets thrown. Is he even going to be able to see this? Gets the one. Can't seem to find that second, but look, that's not bad at all. Freakazoid finds himself too. Molotov just to slow things down a little bit more. He realizes he might be not long for this world in this round, but he's trying to just bait time as much as possible. And that honestly might have been able to just create a lot more time for his teammates to get there to join him. And now the bomb once again dropped in an unopportune position, because now you can see Cobra essentially almost just camping out on it. And now Cool Gamer, a player that's been 5 and 14, has not been able to find any sort of abilities to get these kills into this game and not really showcasing his opportunity. He's going to need to do something unnatural and just something to pop off in this moment. And has to play whack-a-mole against 3 different players here of Team 33. With 30 seconds remaining. Yeah, he's realizing he doesn't have the time. Again, he was trying to think maybe, oh, I can flank through long into washroom. But he spots the shoulder. Again, the timing is just so unfortunate. Again, the knife was out. He was hoping he could drop down. A 12-3 scoreline, folks. And now we're at the match point here for the main division. Both teams undefeated. Team 33 right on the edge to potentially close this thing out and continue their win streak one more time. I'm not sure how I feel about the timeout being utilized at this given point. But, you know, I mean, I feel like they should have called it rounds ago. Like, even the first half. I mean, you have 3. So, I mean, for me, it would have been nice to see you calling them a little bit. But the longest hill ever. A mountain to climb, Mount Everest. And now it's going to be a full rush into Monster, and for Taylor, spamming through the smoke, just trying everything through all the adversity. Now it's just dualies that are brought out into this, and look at this pandemonium. Look at the results of this. And now Cool Gamer, he's getting chased by knives, and it's all down to him. A situation where now he needs to, again, put himself in a clutch scenario to stay alive in this game, or Team 33 will get the job done. A 13-3 scoreline. An absolute slaughter, and their undefeated streak will now continue on. 114 ADR, 18-9. You got to give it to Team 33. Absolute beautiful Counter-Strike. Honestly, just very simple game plans, great utility work. I love some of the pop flashes. I love the aggression that we saw, what they were doing. Honestly, it just felt like everything was connecting perfectly for them. It just felt like one of those games too where, you know, for Team Smokepoint, it was almost a situation where everything was just disjointed. It just felt like maybe one of those days where it wasn't their night. And I mean, I don't want to discredit any of the play for Team 33, but again, both these teams are undefeated. Like, these were, you know, now we see the first defeat here against Smokepoint. So for Team 33, now they're going to be sitting at a 6-0 in the division for main. So I'm excited to see what this team can do. Again, some definitely familiar names that we've seen in the season. But look, that's going to be it. It's just the best of one game. We'll continue on with more games and streaming as we can progress here for the next Big Caster Challenge. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for the listen. And of course, if you do enjoy it, make sure to give me a follow at my well, I guess Twitter. I guess not Twitter anymore, but Laz_TV, 2 Z's or 2 Z's, however you pronounce it. I'm Canadian, so give me a little slack. _TV would definitely appreciate the follows. If you want one of your games covered as well, please just throw me a DM. I would love to be able to coordinate that with you. But I will bid you a farewell for now. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.